Looks like President Biden is hitting the campaign trail a little bit early, and not from his basement this time. In a series of speeches to union workers, Biden continues to promote the notion that he can build America back better from the bottom up and the middle out. His focus is not on reducing expenses, but on increasing revenue. That means taxes. Great idea if you're running a private company to increase revenue, that is, not increase taxes. Not such a great idea if you love your freedoms and want smaller government. Biden argued that his budget won't increase taxes on Americans making less than $400,000 a year and will ultimately cut the deficit by $2 trillion over the next decade. The president, though, is yet to release his budget, and he's promised to do so by March 9th. We'll see. But the nonpartisan CBO begs to differ. Instead of deficits decreasing by $2 trillion, which would come closer to a balanced budget, assuming spending didn't increase, they expect it to rise by $20 trillion over the next 10 years. The CBO has revised their projection from last May for the size of the annual federal budget deficit over the next decade. The agency now believes that the deficit, not the debt, the difference between how much is coming in and going out, will total $18.8 trillion over the next 10 years. That figure is 20% higher than their estimate back in May and a $20.8 trillion difference than what Biden claims, which is to reduce it by $2 trillion. So tell me, how does the deficit grow when your plans are to make the wealthy pay their fair share? Well, there's only one answer. You increase your spending. Since he took office in January of 2021, our national debt has gone from right under $28 trillion to almost $31.5 trillion. That's a $3.76 trillion increase in just 2 years. That's 40% of what Obama added in 8 years, and almost what he calls irresponsible and unpatriotic over an 8-year term. Well, I guess the standards change, right? Things change, and it's all about perspective. But you have to really consider what perspective is driving this country right now. Our leaders are taking this country to hell in a handbasket, and they're doing it on our dime. The government believes that they know better how to spend our money. They want to increase taxes, which, by the way, making the wealthy pay their fair share. Did you know that the top 1% of income earners in the United States pay 42% of the taxes? So how much more is fair? How much more is fair for the top 1% to pay? Well, it's a terrible idea, and it's not going to do what President Biden says it's going to do. It's going to not make America better. It's not going to build America back better. It's going to build America's debt to levels that are unsustainable.